On Christmas, we exchange gifts with brother or sister. We all put the kids' names in a bowl, and we each go up and pick one name to give a present to the person.
Okay, everybody, we have some more context to the big family text fight that we need to discuss. Mckelti took to her Patreon and offered a lot of clarification surrounding the fight that triggered the permanent separation of the family. It has been almost 2 years since this monumental blowout, and the family is just as fractured as ever. It's incredibly unfortunate, to say the least. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be voiceover commentary. I hope everyone is safe and sound. We just went through Hurricane Idalia here in Florida. In Central Florida, we were totally okay, but I hope everyone that was in the path is okay as well. Episode 2 of season 18 still has people reeling. This was the peek behind the curtain that we have been waiting for. A glimpse into the real family dynamics, and viewers just have so many more thoughts and questions. The original 3 wives are not participating in a functional family facade anymore, and it's really forcing Kody and Robyn to confront the choices that they have made that led this family to where it is today. Mykelti and Tony took to their Patreon on Tuesday, which, by the way, I announced the incorrect day in my community tab on YouTube. I thought it was Thursday for some reason, so I'm really sorry about that. Luckily, though, they do make it available for replay. Anyways, Mykelti and Tony took to their Patreon to live watch and react to episode 2 of season 18. Right off the bat, they acknowledge that there is a big influx of viewers, and I love that for them. I want all of these kids to make that money, honey. They know why so many people are tuning in. They've been fielding tons of questions regarding the episode, and what ends up transpiring in this watch along is almost 2 hours of tea spilling and context surrounding this fight and the family dynamics in general. So you do get your money's worth, that's for sure. From rewatching the series, from rewatching this episode, and from watching Mykelti and Tony's commentary, you really start to understand that all of the factors were in place to make this a fruitful environment for this major fight to take place. Christine had just moved to Utah. She is freshly divorced. Emotions are running high. The relationships between the parents is definitely hostile, and people are feeling territorial of their moms. Gabe and Garrison are very much at odds with their father, and they view Robyn as the reason why they don't have a relationship with their dad. The family has been slowly settling into 2 groups: Janelle and Christine and their kids versus Kody and Robyn and their kids. And Mary has somewhat unwittingly aligned herself with Kody and Robyn. Mykelti lets us know that the sibling gift exchange has been a long-standing tradition in the family, and it's something that they all have looked forward to. Mykelti also lets us know that she is the one who started the text thread, and she intentionally left the parents out because the vibe between the parents at the time was, shall we say, less than ideal. She right off the bat says she will not be disclosing the content of the messages because she is going to respect her siblings who are actively trying to distance themselves from the show. I'm going to be combining my thoughts with what we saw on the show and what Mykelti had to say. Okay, so for some more background context, Mykelti and Tony say that Mckelti's family is quite cliquey, and one of the reasons why Mykelti gets along so well with Robyn and her kids is because she too has been excluded from the clique in the past. Tony says everyone was really nice to Robyn's kids for the most part, except for Peyton and Gwen, but mostly Peyton, he says. Peyton, for his part, had mentioned in that 3-hour interview that he did that he considers Robyn's kids his full siblings, and he specifically said that Dayton is a great guy, so there's that. Here's the thing I've noticed about Robyn. Robyn has conditioned her children to feel othered by not only the other moms, but by the other siblings. She has created issues where issues did not exist. For example, the way she approached telling her kids about the Thanksgiving plans for 2020, a full year before this text fight.
I need to let my kids know that we're not all going to be together for Thanksgiving and that Janelle and Christine have decided to go up north.
Dad put together a list of all the things that each household has to do in order for the whole family to be able to get together. Janelle said that her household they're not able to follow those rules.
They're not able to, or they're choosing not to.
I'm just worried about how it's going to make them feel. If it's going to start making them be bitter and stop, wanting to be around the family and stuff because they don't care to be around us.
They're the ones that are constantly pushing for the family to get together. And when we finally have a common ground on this is what we need to do, they kind of just went, screw it.
I don't want to go, no, that's not true, because there is truth to what Aurora is saying.
This is a complete misrepresentation of what happened. The goal had always been to get together as a family, and it was Kody and Robin who had failed to produce a list of criteria necessary for the family to get together. When rules were produced, family members had already started making alternative plans. It was not that they just didn't care enough about Robin's children, which is how Robin made it seem. And here is another example. Gwen and Gabe grew up being referred to as the twins because they were born 4 days apart. Their birthdays are in October. Aurora was born in April the following year, and Robin insisted on Aurora be included as a triplet. If they balked at that or showed any confusion why someone born 6 months after them should be considered a triplet, then that would be considered an example of Robin's kids being unfairly othered by the rest of the family. So, okay, Aurora, I guess we are all triplets now. I wouldn't blame Gwen and Gabe for thinking this was odd. And I wouldn't blame Aurora for having hurt feelings if Gwen and Gabe did think it was odd. I blame Robin for making this a thing in the first place. Going into the holidays 2021, the family relationships between the parents were bad. The relationships between a lot of the kids and Kody were bad. And Robin's kids had been described as prisoners by Kody for how well they were adhering to allegedly his COVID protocols. So the only information they are getting about the relationships with the rest of the family are coming from Robin. The holiday gift exchange between the siblings had been something that had always brought the siblings together. So let's get that going again. That's a fantastic idea. And leave the parents out because they're busy fucking up their own lives. Let's keep this siblings only. Let's revisit how the family recounted how things went down on the show.
A few weeks ago, Logan texted a group chat of the siblings that he wants to do a sibling gift exchange. And somebody said, okay, let's tell all the parents about this. And Robin gets involved in the conversation and says, let's do a video chat.
It's hard for the kids to just jump on a call at the drop of a hat.
They were amiable, they just didn't see how they could make it really work.
When I was getting all this pushback, I just finally went, why am I trying here? And I was like, fine, I'm out. This is an effort in futility.
With some of the things that were said and expressed, I don't know if we ever come back from it.
It was a horrible day.
I think Robin jumps to conclusions too fast.
It's just another example of them not wanting to be a family with us. It's been like this from the beginning. My kids and I think it's heartbreaking and stupid because we don't understand. And here it is, just another reaffirmation of everything, all the messages we're getting, that we're the outsiders and we're on the other side. We're not. We refuse to be. We don't know what else to do.
So here is some context that Mckelti and Tony added for clarification. Mckelti says that all of the parents and all of the kids ended up being on this text thread, but none of the significant others were involved. Mckelti claims that she is actually the one who started the text thread, not Logan. The parents were intentionally left out since there was obvious discontent amongst the parents. Mckelti says, quote, a couple of the parents were wondering why the parents were left out. To me, a couple of the parents probably means Kody and Robin. Mckelti also says that it was getting down to the wire. It was Thanksgiving and they needed to assign who gets who so people could go shopping. The FaceTime or video call was suggested, but having to get a time where all 23 of them could be on a call was impossible. Mckelti says that people misspoke and misinterpreted because it's text and that happens. She also agrees with what was said on the show that this was the final push or the final straw as to why the family is now separated. Mckelti says she isn't going to say who specifically said what, but siblings were reacting to texts like thumbsing up or thumbsing down or putting ha-ha reactions, and that was getting misinterpreted. Mckelti says, quote, "Nothing was negatively meant, everything was misunderstood." And I feel like that might be directly speaking to Robin. Mykelti also says that the reason why she started the group chat was because at the time she was close with all the siblings, so she felt like she was a safe person to start this group chat. And ultimately, Mykelti does agree with Janelle that relationships may never be the same after what went down. You guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope we will be getting Gwen's take on everything soon. Also, Mykelti and Tony discussed a lot more than just this text thread fight, and I will be talking about more of what they said in another video. Don't you worry. I will also link Mykelti and Tony's Patreon down in the description of this video if you would like to check out their content. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah's Spills. A link for that will also be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter at realiteasquad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.